So I hope you guys are enjoying just some time at home with families. I know we got some news today about DeWine not being here. No more school the rest of the year. So makes me sad. Just being able to hang on the classroom, like I said in my post today. So just know that teachers are just sad. It's a weird time for us teachers because we do this because we enjoy being with you guys. So what I want to do is if we look at area of triangles though today, that's what we're going to be looking at and focusing on. So to know this, you have to know that the formula for finding the area of a triangle is always the same. It's 1/2 times base times height. So if we know that, we take the base times the height, and then we either multiply by 1/2, or I like to say is I like to divide by 2 to find the area, because we do that because the area of a triangle is always going to be half of what the area of the rectangle or parallelogram or quadrilateral would be. So just know that you're multiplying by 1/2 or dividing by 2 because it's always half of that rectangle. Okay. So if I look at this one, it's the base is 12, the height is 10. So what I do first is I plug in the numbers. I do all of the steps the same every single time, except the numbers change. So in this case, I take 10 times 12, parentheses, right? And I get 120 because the base is 12, the height is 10. And then I multiply by 1/2, or what I like to say is I like to divide by 2 by using my calculator because it's way easier to type in. So then 120 divided by 2 gives me 60 centimeters squared. I took the base of 12 times the height of 10. I got 120. And then I took that and I divided by 2 and I got 60 centimeters squared. So you just have to plug it in. That's all we do. We just plug in numbers to be able to figure this out. So if I look at the next one, it meets at a 90-degree angle. Always the base and the height meet at a 90-degree angle, which is represented with a little box. Okay, it's a little box that shows it's a 90-degree angle, which means it's like an L shape, right? It's an L shape. So look at my next one. 20 feet squared is the height. I'm sorry, it's just 20 feet. Okay. 22 feet is the base. I always like to say the base is my bottom. It's what it's resting on. It's the bottom. Think you sit in a chair, you're resting on your bottom. Okay. The height is how tall I am. So I take the base, 22, times the height of 20, and I got 440. And then I take that answer and I divide by 2. Don't forget to divide by 2. Okay? So 440 divided by 2 gave me 220 feet squared. Remember, it's feet squared because it's feet times feet, which is 2. It's a two-dimensional shape. There's an area. It's 2 dimensions. Okay? So if I look at this next problem, it's 11 inches is my base. And then I had to extend my triangle out to represent the height. I'm not making the triangle bigger, but the height has to meet at a right angle. So my height is 17 because I extended it out and measured it, and I found that it's 17 inches tall. Okay, so just like all the other problems, base times height. Okay, so 11 times 17, and then you multiply by 1/2 or you divide by 2. Okay, so you want to remember think about what's 11 times 17. Okay, so 11 times 17 is what? 187. So then I take 187, I divide by 2, and I get the magic number of 93.5 inches squared. Because if I find the area by taking 11 times 17, I'm finding the area if it was a big rectangle, okay, or a parallelogram. But it's not, it's a triangle. So the area is going to be half of that. So I have to take that and divide by 2, and I get 93.5 inches squared. Okay. So let's look at the next one. So it says a triangle has a base of 14 and a height of 8. So same steps. Base times height. So 8 times 14 gives you the beautiful number of 112. Okay? It's 112 centimeters squared. But then I have to divide by 2, just like I did in all my other problems. So when I do that and I divide by 2, you should get 56 centimeters squared. Okay? That's going to pop up in a minute, but hopefully you're doing it with me and trying to figure out that you take the base times height, 14 times 8, you get 112, and then you divide by 2 and you get 56. Okay? It's 56 centimeters squared because it's the two-dimensional shape. So I know that went pretty fast. I'm actually not going to do that last problem because I don't want to go there yet. But make sure when you're doing the Microsoft form that you're taking base times height and then dividing by 2. Okay? Or you can multiply 1/2, whatever you want to do. But I like to divide by 2. That's my favorite thing to do. Okay? So remember, make sure you use a calculator. Make sure you use the paper pencil on the Microsoft form. It's in Teams. You'll be able to find the answers there. Have a great rest of your day. I know my hair is looking weird. Sorry. Bye. Quarantine out.